In 2002, Tony Hawk founded the Skate Park Project, a public initiative marketed to help communities build public skate parks primarily for underserved youth. 700 skate parks later, and Tony Hawk is now an oddly prolific developer of public space. This May, I chose to explore how skateboarding has transformed Chicago, from its unique plazas to the construction of new parks. Skateboarding is a dangerous and risky activity, and for the duration of this filming, I kept all four of my wheels safely on the ground. This is Federal Plaza, a smattering of boxy forms of varying sizes and shapes. It was designed by modernist designer Ludwig Mies van der Rohe between 1959 and 1974. Lines, columns, and benches are situated within a precisely composed gridded field, demarcated by the seams between the pavers. No matter what, stuff like the building's seams and edges all line up with that grid. Just look at how the mullions of the post office flow perfectly into the pattern below. The rigidity and 90-degree alignments have made this place ideal for skateboarders. For skateboarders, any interruption in smooth ground is a deterrent, especially for beginners who are trying to understand the consistency of their roll. As you can see here, the control joints are level and not at all deep, while also being filled with an epoxy. Furthermore, the open nature of the plaza provides the necessary space for building up speed and setting up tricks. These streams of movement run right into these iconic benches. At 16 inches high, these granite ledges are perfect for grinds and slides. It's almost as if they were designed with skateboarding in mind, with easy run-ups and nice landings. Although, I'm not sure how much skating 68-year-old van der Rohe did back in the day. Federal Plaza is a shining example of how architectural decisions can transcend their original purpose and be adopted by someone else. Despite its original purpose of housing our city's civic buildings, every inch of this place has been skated, from the iconic red flamingo sculpture to the tiny planters below. Skateboards extend our physical capability with a wooden board, steel trucks, and polyurethane wheels. They facilitate a new way to move bodies through space in a way that is otherwise inaccessible to the human form. As a result, we can experience cities in an entirely new way. Tricks aside, they increase speed and range. Distances that would take a substantial amount of time and energy to walk can be traversed easily on a skateboard. This also includes obstacles that most pedestrians would be too scared to traverse. Ramps, stairs, rails designed for keeping us in place become devices for launching into the air and continuing on your way. Once you adapt this perspective, you experience and interpret your surroundings differently. Even though we have tons of skateboarding infrastructure today, most tricks and practices developed in environments that people just found out in the world. These features were already made for other things, but co-opted for another purpose. Pools, stairs, pipes, signs, and ledges have been reinterpreted by skateboarders. In a skateboarder's world, architecture and the features of the city aren't just passive containers of activity. It's a stage for performance, a canvas of prospects and risks where everyday structures take on new meanings and possibilities. Once a spot is identified, it will be labored over hundreds of passes to land the most elusive move possible. Mundane places become legends associated with certain people or tricks. I'd argue that this fosters an overall appreciation for the design of urban spaces at large. Who loves a city more than skateboarders?
As a skateboarder, oh, we're going?
Yeah.
You can cut it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Yeah, as a skateboarder, like, around Chicago, you see, like, benches and stairs as, like, an obstacle rather than just an everyday, like, piece of architecture, you know? It's kind of cool to be able to do that.
If you're interested in getting into skateboarding, buying some cool stuff, or just supporting the activity, check out Uprise Skate Shop in Wicker Park. Remember to be safe and take risks.